Padre Pio is the 21st century saint especially beloved in his native Italy. Known for his miracles and deep patience, Padre Pio would hear confessions for 12 to 15 hours at a time. He was also marked by a mystical yet very real condition known as the Stigmata, the wounds of Christ. For Padre Pio, those wounds remained for more than 50 years. It's a spiritual phenomenon that continues to fascinate both the faithful and even non-Christians. For more, we turn to Dr. Paul Kengor, professor at Grove City College and author of the book, The Stigmatists. Dr. Kengor, welcome back.
Thank you, Veronica. Good to be on with you.
So first, for those who may not be familiar, can you explain the wounds of St. Padre Pio, what they were exactly, and also how he continued to experience them throughout his life?
Yeah, it's truly an extraordinary thing, right? So he was, his feast day is September 23rd. So he died September 23rd, 1968. He got the stigmata on September 20th, 1918. So 3 days before his birthday at that point. So he had the wounds for almost 50 years. Now, quite amazingly, the wounds completely disappeared in his final moments of life. Okay, but I'll back up a little bit. But he originally got him September 20th, 1918. He's there at San Giovanni Rotondo, Our Lady of Grace Chapel. He's all alone on this occasion. He's praying in front of a crucifix, and Veronica, he's just letting it all out, right? You know, offering up his suffering for the sins of the world, you know, joining his sorrows to Jesus. Jesus starts quite literally speaking to him from the cross, right? Are you willing to join your sorrows with me? And at that point, keep in mind, World War I had been raging for 4 years with no end in sight. You know, this horrible war, unjust war. Pope Benedict XV condemned it, said it was an unjust war. No good reason for anybody to be fighting. You know, over 10 million men died. And so Pio offers up himself as kind of a living sacrifice at that moment. And wham, dramatically, he's struck through his hands, through his feet, and his side, and he starts bleeding. And he's begging, he's like, Lord, no, Lord, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. No, he starts crying. He drags himself out across the floor. I mean, he can't walk. He's crawling on his elbows because he can't touch his hands on the floor. Goes to his cell, leaves a blood trail. Eventually, his fellow brothers see this trail that goes all the way to his cell, and they call the superior. They start pounding on the door. Francesco, that was his real name. Francesco, let us in, let us in. Finally, under obedience from the superior, he lets him in, and the superior sees the wounds on his hands and his feet, and he says, oh, you know, Francesco, this is a gift. This is a gift. And he's crying, and he says, no, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. But he would bear these wounds for 50 years, and you know, the wound on the side alone, Veronica, bled a cup a day, according to the physician. So I mean, he was in constant pain. He could barely close his fingers to consecrate the Eucharist because of the hand wounds. His feet, when he would walk down from the altar, he would have to back down on like his heels. So it was, you know, these were true wounds, and he suffered for it continuously for 50 years.
Truly a compelling and captivating story from long ago that's still important today. Now, in researching your book, how many stigmatists did you come across who not only experienced the wounds of Christ, but also reported mystical visions?
Yeah, it's interesting. So the Vatican doesn't keep a list that I know of, right? But over the course of time, it looks like probably hundreds. And the first that we know of was Francis of Assisi. In fact, just a couple weeks ago, we marked the anniversary of that, of him receiving the stigmata in front of the San Damiano cross in Assisi. So he was probably the first. However, if you read the scriptures on this, you know, St. Paul talks about bearing the wounds or the marks, or in Greek stigmata, on his hands, the wounds of the Lord on his body. So we think that it's quite possible that St. Paul might have been the first. But if not him, you got to jump forward about 1,100 years at that point to Francis. And very interesting. So I've mentioned 3 men, right? Paul, Francis, and Pio. But 90% of stigmatists have been women. And, and out of all the countries of the world, probably over 70% from Italy. So a more common kind of profile would be somebody like St. Gemma Galgani, and any number of other women stigmatists from Italy in recent times.
Dr. Paul Kengor, we'll have to leave it there. Really great conversation. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Veronica. Anytime.